Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm Megan Fox, and I have a really great interview with Rachel Juarez that I want to share with you. But keep in mind, this was recorded earlier in the week on the same day that we all found out that Laura Owens is being indicted on 7 more felonies in relation to Greg Gillespie's case. I was recording interviews that day about the Mike Marraccini trial, and so I had all these different interviews lined up, and it was all on the same day. Omar Serrato, Mike Marraccini, and Rachel Juarez. And also, it turns out, Greg Woodnick, too, all on the same day. So some of what's in this video is, of course, we know more things now. In fact, let's go over what we know now. The indictment has come out, and they have added the new charges to Clayton's charges, it looks like. So it does look like they're trying to put it into one trial. Which is something we didn't know when we were talking about this. And also the 2 other victims, the female victims, have been named. And so while I was making this with Rachel, I was speculating on who these people could be. And one of the people I thought it was might be Joe Cotchett. Turns out that was incorrect. The 2 women who are the new victims for the impersonation that Laura pulled on them would be Daniels, Nurse Daniels, and the woman whose sonogram was stolen from the 2014 blog. You guys remember the Vanishing Twins story? Probably. You probably remember. If you're new to this, you don't remember, but believe me, go back to the playlist. You'll find the Vanishing Twins at some point. So anyway, just so you know, this was previously recorded before that information came out, but I didn't want to cut it out of the interview because some of it is so funny. So have fun. So coming to the show now is attorney and judge on the hot bench on CBS, Emmy Award-winning Rachel Juarez. Wait, no, I just want to make sure we're recording in case you say something hilarious. Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to say so many hilarious things. Okay, so I was just doing with Steve what I'm about to do with you, which is like catch him up, and we were recording, and he's like, "Wait, I have to stop you," and I thought something like really horrible was happening, like. I don't know, like something bad in his life. And he's like, I just found out. And I thought he stopped the recording. Like, I thought he was saying, like, I have to stop you, like, stop the recording. And he's like, Laura Owens was just indicted on 7 more felony charges. And I was like, what the fuck? I just like, lost my shit.
It's just insane.
And I started like clapping. And then I was like, wait, Steve, you have to start recording. And he's like, dude, I'm recording. And I was like, oh, good. It's amazing.
Rachel, the bitch is going to jail.
I know. And that was my
a long time.
My first like hot take for him was, you don't do this and then say, you could have 2 years probation.
No.
Like, you don't fucking go to all this additional trouble and add an entire victim and a bunch more charges and then offer her probation. So this means
they were never going to do that. They were never going to do that. And I had that feeling when at the last status hearing, there was still no deal on the table. It was like, what? In October for a January trial? There should be a deal on the table, but there isn't. Here's the question. Yeah. Are they going to add this to Clayton's trial? Or are we talking about a second trial?
So that's the other thing we were talking about, because the exact language of the press release was, hold on, let me pull it up.
It was that it was separate from Clayton Echard.
It didn't exactly say that, but it said, like, this is in addition to the ones against the victim, Clayton Echard. The Echard trial is scheduled for January. Which to me strongly suggested they mean different trials.
That's what it meant to me. That's what I thought.
Yes. And that would, from a lawyer's perspective, that would make the most sense. Because if they tried to try these together, she would seek to have them severed, because it's very prejudicial, right? On the one hand, there's an argument that this is like all one continuous fraud.
Right.
But in reality, it would kind of be like if they sent me to trial for like beating someone up on Tuesday and then beating someone up on Friday, like who didn't know each other, right? It's like, well, clearly like I'm a beat a person upper person, right? But like,
and the cases happened years apart.
Right. And it wasn't really there are similarities, but it wasn't really one scheme.
No, I'm all in favor of 2 separate trials.
Me too.
I mean, this is, what are we on? This is season 3 of the Laura Owens saga now. We've got season 1, Clayton Echard, season 2, Mike Marraccini, and now season 3, Greg fucking Gillespie.
Yeah. Well, good. So now that I'm talking to the person who has like one of the biggest knowledge bases of Laura
Okay.
Owens stuff. Relative to Greg, because I feel like I've been in Mike world for so long.
Yes.
Because and at this point, I could tell you like how many abortions there were with Mike and things like that. But I have not been in Greg world really ever. What are the impersonating people charges?
I think I figured it out. I figured. I'd like to interrupt this interview to say I had not, in fact, figured it out. I was wrong. I thought that Joe Cotchett had to be one of them for sure, because, well, for all the reasons that I'll get into in a minute. But I didn't want to cut out this entire part with Rachel because it is really funny. And we go over some of Joe Cotchett's emails, and so enjoy.
I know for Mike, to me, I know they can't prosecute her for the Mike stuff in Arizona, but one of the worst things and one of the most compelling criminal acts she engaged in, right? Not being prosecuted, but things she did, was pretend to be those doctors and write those ridiculous doctor notes to Mike. There were two of them.
God,
there were two of them. There was a woman and a man.
Yeah.
And those ridiculous doctor's notes, like, please tell your boyfriend to be nice to you. This is the most horrible thing that's ever happened to anyone, Laura. And you're this is the most complex case I've ever seen, which, by the way, that was the one comment when I asked doctors. They're like, that would be the first thing you were told, never put in writing, because it's like a malpractice silver bullet. If you're like, this is the hardest case I've ever seen. Like,
yeah, of course. These were obviously not from real doctors.
Right.
And of course, I reached out to those doctors and I couldn't get an answer from them. All I wanted to know was, did you write these? Like, I don't need any information. Did you write this? And I think they should have been able to answer that. And like, they just refused to respond.
Especially if the answer was no.
I know.
If the answer was yes, I can see
them not saying anything.
Especially a lawyer.
Yeah.
But then the problem, then it's kind of like a chicken and egg issue. But let me just tell you, with what I love so much about this is Joe Cotchett is an extraordinarily famous and well-known and beloved attorney. Yes.
So he's another one who refused to answer me. And all I wanted to know was, did you write this email?
Joe Cotchett is one of those trial lawyers whose names in the legal world is kind of like big trial lawyer. Really? Everyone knew him. Yeah.
Look what I found. So here's the Gillespie file. So this is her original complaint that she filed with her exhibits. Here we have a One Medical, a Laura Owens, to whom it may concern. This is from John Jones. So it could have been John Jones. Who knows? Patient was evaluated at the office today, was determined to be in the early stages of pregnancy. Patient was on seizure medication that decreased the effectiveness of her oral contraceptives. Please contact our office for further questions. So it could be this D.O. John Jones. He could be one that she's fabricating.
But not Chase J. Jones. That makes me sad.
Oh, but interesting. Dr. Jones, maybe, who knows? Here's another one by John Jones. Result 2 lines positive.
What medical facility would ever say the result of a pregnancy test was 2 lines?
Positive. Yeah. So maybe it's this. Maybe it's John Jones. Then we have, let's see, what else do we have? Let's go back. Okay, there's like a lot of text messages.
What is 10,000 foot story with Greg? I mean, I know the 10,000 foot. What's the 5,000 foot story? She just dated a couple times.
3 dates.
3 dates.
3 dates. According to him, they did have sex like.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Twice, like 2 times. But he didn't inside.
Right.
So
it was a turkey baster.
Such a weird case. Yes, turkey. Yeah. Yes. And then she just claimed to be pregnant, and then she did the exact same thing that she did to Clayton and Mike, which is, if you date me with intention, I'll get an abortion. I'll take the pills. And then she was like, I took one of them, but I didn't take the other one. It didn't take. The same thing.
Except he said, hell yes, I'll date you with intention. Get that abortion, baby. Right? Which, if it was my brother, I don't have a brother, but that's what I would have told him. Absolutely date this woman with intention for 2 weeks. Like, rather than have this woman mother a child.
I mean, look at this. Will you take the pills tonight? I don't want to have a baby this way. And that would mean you can take the others tomorrow and Friday. And by the weekend, we'll hopefully be 100%. This will be past us. We'll go to Sedona, maybe Sunday.
Oh my God.
I've got PTO. We could go Sunday through Monday. I need to relax.
I promise
you do.
I promised you we could continue to see one another, assuming you want to. He's diabolical. I love this guy.
Yes. Neither of us handled it well. I'm sorry I got upset. I'm sorry I blocked you. I'm sorry I'm sick. I can't be myself at the moment. So he's all, I promised I would continue to see you grow with each other, use this as a reason to be stronger and build a foundation. Meanwhile, he's thinking, I got to get this bitch off my back.
I know. I know. I mean, look, I don't want to knock Clayton for just being honest with her.
Right.
But like, this is the advice I would give. Like just buy fully into it for a week rather than be like, well, actually, respectfully, no, I don't want to date you. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, are you? Oh my God.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, this woman is diabolical. Look at this. Aren't we doing an abortion? I'm so confused. I mean, it's just awful.
It's like, are we doing the abortion plus dating? Like, didn't we do that option? I mean, and you know, one of the things I've always said about this case, Megan, is like, it's so ridiculous. But when you actually stop and think about saying to someone, I'm going to abort this child if you will date me, like with passion for a couple of weeks. Otherwise, I'm going to have a child. To me, that's one of the most like repulsive
things ever
for everybody involved. It's so horrible.
It's really bad. And then she also uses their religion against them, right? She finds out that Greg is religious and she's all, well, you know what the church says about abortion, and you know, like using that against him. And like he even says in here, I don't give a fuck. Like this has to stop. Whatever this is, you know, has to stop. And I mean, it's just awful because that's like religious abuse too.
It is. I mean, all of this, you know, I always said, you know, the pattern with Mike, you know, the text messages with Mike, it was classic abuse, because the minute that he didn't respond to her or didn't say, I love you back to her, she would say, oh, pregnant again. Gotta come to my side. Abortion didn't work.
Right. And here you see that he's saying, yes, I'll give you what you want. And she's still like not believing him and still keep doing this thing. And he's like, when I already said I'd give you what you wanted, but she won't get the abortion because she's not pregnant.
Well, exactly.
You know? I mean, it was all a lie. But look, these are, and
that's all over.
She put these text messages into court. She's the one who did this.
Wild.
And I mean, there's so much in here where it's clear that she's extorting him.
Yeah.
I'm so happy they got her on extortion. I am so happy. I'm looking to see if the Kotchett emails, I think Dave might be the one in possession of those. I mean, I probably have them here somewhere too. The Kotchett emails are really crazy.
She sued him for abortion coercion, right?
Right, which really isn't a thing.
No, it isn't a thing. But that was Greg. Where what we just saw, basically, where he said just take the pills, was like some like coercive, you know, I got it. What about dating coercion?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's, I'm not sure I've seen the Kotchett emails.
I know. I don't think you have either. And I just don't know where they are. I have them here somewhere, but the Kotchett emails are so nuts. They are hilarious because they're like, Laura, you have a great case. It is a slam dunk.
Oh, I have seen. Oh, you're right. I have seen that. I have, because that was way back.
No lawyer would ever say in a million years. He's like, wait till a jury sees this.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to be sorry. We're going to, you know, make his life a living hell, that kind of stuff. Like things that a lawyer would never put in writing, like just ever. I've got that. Is this it?
Lawyer wrote, everything you told us about pregnancy tests and ultrasound aligned with the timing you provided us.
Yeah,
there were no past pregnancies on your record. Well, ha ha ha. And the 3 obstetricians you saw felt that pregnancy was very consistent with intercourse. Can you imagine going to the doctor and be like, hey, do you think my pregnancy is consistent with intercourse? And the doctor be like, not really. Not that kind of intercourse. No.
They have also said that the abortion pills will play a big role in your child's development. It must feel like you have the weight of the world on you, but I have no doubt that the jury will sympathize with your situation. What lawyer, Rachel, says this?
No, no, nothing. None of it makes sense. No. None of it makes sense. Like I get a client's medical records and I tell them what they say.
And this was written by an Allison Cordova, who is not even Uncle Joe. Right?
Yeah.
So what? I think she faked this whole thing, the contingency agreement.
I'm 1,000% sure she did.
Now here's Laura, what's the update? I'm ready to get started on this.
Oh, the second
you give me the go-ahead. What lawyer says that?
I have never written that sentence once in my entire life.
Right, because attorneys are on their own timeline. They're not on the client's timeline. It's on, we get started when I say we get started, because that's how it works.
And by the way, Joe Cotchett is not a lawyer that's like, I got time ready. Let's go, Laura. If anything, for someone who's not paying him, right?
You're going to be chasing after him.
A couple weeks. Oh, wait.
And look at this. As much as I want this guy to be exactly the man he's told you that he is, I'm not convinced that he is. I'm always here for you, the whole Owens family, whenever you need me. And if you want me to go after this guy, I will make this case top priority. Shh. Because I really feel for you right now. I mean, this is almost as bad as Look at Me, Daddy. I'm a real judge now.
It does. We need a song. I'm obsessed with your songs.
I mean, look at this. Allison sent me over the retention agreement and medical files. Every test result that came to our office matched what you had said. What lawyer do you know says you had said?
Well, also,
you had said.
She hasn't even retained them. And the lead partner at the law firm is already looking at the individual test results to determine whether they matched detailed notes that he took of what she said.
And look at this. You have an easy open and shut case.
Yeah, that's the number one thing.
Look, I've had easy open and shut cases before, but never has an attorney said to me, yeah, this is an easy open shut case. Never. In fact, they always manage your expectations like overly. Like, listen, I don't know if we're going to win this. Look, if you want to go into it, we'll do it. But I don't know if we're going to win. I can't guarantee you a win. I have never heard an attorney, even when I had an open and shut case, be like, yeah, this is an easy one.
No, even when I have a client who has an open and shut case, I say, look, you have a really strong case and you never know what happens.
But you don't know what's going to happen.
You don't know what's going to happen.
What a judge is going to do.
Nothing is a guarantee.
The jury's going to do. Nobody says this. Yeah. This is such a liability. You have an easy open and shut case.
And by the way, she didn't win that case. So where's the malpractice suit?
Right. She did not win that case.
Yeah.
This guy has nothing going his way here, and I think he could provide for a real landmark case regarding abortion coercion. Look, any lawyer who did any research into abortion coercion would know there is no such law in Arizona.
But also, Megan, any case that is going to be a landmark case is by definition not open and shut.
Not open and shut.
Because it's going to make law. And when you're making law,
extraordinarily difficult.
Yes, it's either going to reverse law or make law or pave a new path or go back on a path or start a new area of law. And those are cases. How could you ever have an open and shut case that's making new law? You can't.
No attorney wrote this. And we could make this a public interest story with the snap of a finger. Oh, really? Could you? Because that's not how that works. Okay, we know, Rachel, you and I know how difficult it is to get public interest in something.
I know.
Even with this case, which I would call an easy open and shut public interest case.
Even
with this case, it has been extraordinarily difficult
because nobody's dying.
Mainstream press to pay attention to it.
Yep.
And even when we do, they fucking tell it wrong. So whatever.
Wow.
I was very upset that Inside Edition called Mike Marraccini Marrachi or something. But whatever. It's okay. I forgive them.
Oh
This
my
may be
God.
very needed. What? What now?
I'm just looking at she sent a contingency agreement.
I thought there was going to be more breaking news. I was going to be
No,
hitting a
no.
button
Oh my
like,
gosh. I already had my ulcer for the day.
I know. We could, however, in your interest, we could also just follow for judgment. Is that supposed to mean file for
File
judgment?
for judgment, which is not a thing.
Immediately. So you could start receiving money immediately. What? Does he mean file for, does she mean file for summary judgment? But like, you don't get that. That's not how that works.
I don't know. So you can get money immediately? I mean, does he not know how collections work?
I mean, this is so crazy. And this guy is supposed to be a high profile attorney. Okay. Remember, Laura, any man would feel like the luckiest man alive to have you by his side. You were polite, kind, and thoughtful as a little girl, and those qualities got even better as you got older. Regardless of what happens, I'm by your side. Who the fuck says this?
I mean, this is nutty.
Uncle Joseph, founding partner. This is so fabricated. You know who else? You know who else it could be?
Who?
Oh no, that's the Marraccini case. She's impersonated so many people.
That's why I got so excited for a minute.
Who could it be? So the one I was thinking of was the agent.
Oh yeah. No, that was Mike. Yeah, that was
Mike. But darn it, that would be a good one too, because I reached out to him too, and he wouldn't respond to me. And I was like, why wouldn't you respond?
Yeah,
just saying I didn't write that. It's not me. Like
I mean,
if you found out that some crazy hoe was impersonating you with a Gmail account, why wouldn't you just be like, no, it wasn't me?
Right.
You're all protecting her.
I don't want to have any part of this.
Dad.
I did not send this email. Please don't contact me again. That's what I would say.
They are protecting her dad. This is all about Ron Owens and who he is. She would not have gotten anywhere near as far as she has if those people were not invested in protecting his reputation. And why he has that kind of control over people, I still am at a loss. I do not understand it, especially because when I was in San Francisco, someone showed up at the courthouse who used to work at KGO. And that person told me that Ron Owens was not widely liked at all.
Really?
And, and that the producers, the people who worked closely with him, they were all in misery.
Wow. I mean, look, knowing some of the things that I have heard about him allegedly, I can it's not necessarily inconsistent that he wouldn't be a nice guy, but it does kind of make you wonder, because it's not like he's a powerful dude anymore. I mean, look at him in his underwear on the body cam footage, right? You know, this is not like somebody who's still controlling the media.
Right. So why all the protection that San Francisco media is so invested in protecting him and his legacy? It's almost like they're taking it personally that his family is under investigation and stuff, and they just refuse to talk about it. And it's weird. But I did find out that the entire KGO, all those people who worked with him are all following this very closely. Hello, KGO.
Hi, guys.
They're following him. And feel free to reach out. I mean, anytime. meganfox.writer@protonmail.com, because I will be happy to hear your stories. I will tell them anonymously. Tell me about Ron Owens. Why was why is everyone protecting his legacy so much to the point where they would let his adult daughter get away with scamming multiple men in these horrific ways?
Right.
Like, come up, tell me your story. I want to know, what did this guy do to you? Like, honestly, what did he do?
Right. And this is not someone like saying, his daughter's doing these mean things to me and please help me. It's like, no, okay. But she's impersonating, like there's a personal interest there. She's impersonating you. She's making you look like the fucking dumbest attorney who has ever attorneyed ever.
ever. She's also making that Katz guy look like a real scumbag.
I mean, I have to tell you, if I was litigating against Joe Cotchett, I would have printed this out and like taken it all around the office and been like, look at this fucking dude. look what an idiot he is. Like, I mean, it's that bad of an email.
It's that bad.
That stupid.
No, it's that bad. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even an attorney, but having dealt with a number of attorneys, I can tell you that's not an email that an attorney would ever send. No, it's absurd. No. It's absurd. We're in the absurd category. We've flown past, well, maybe to, no, this is absurd.
It's literally nutty.
I mean, maybe David Jangris might write an email like that. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it any less ridiculous.
Absurd.
I mean, that makes your point, not refutes it.
That's also true. All right, I have one last thing I need to ask you before I have to go, because I have to take another one to another appointment. I have such a busy day.
I know, and I always talking about Mike, and now here we are.
No, we are going to talk about Mike. We're going to do it right now. Yeah. So why I wanted you here today and what we were going to talk about was, you were not there October 21st and 22nd, which I was devastated. I'm like, how can Rachel miss this? She needs to be here. But then it just worked out that like you could be there for the continuation of this while I couldn't be. And I'm telling you, I have had the worst fear of missing out all week, but whatever. It's not about me. You finally got there. So you were there. You were there when, I don't know who told you. So who reached out to you on the 22nd to tell you that it had been extended and we were looking at November 5th? Do you remember that phone call, how that went and how you felt about that?
Well, I was sick as a dog. So it was Omar or Mike, one of them, just kind of let me know. They knew I was incredibly sick. So there wasn't like a big to-do that day with me. Mm-hmm. But they know I had been on the phone with them leading up to it. They knew I felt really bad about not being there. I felt so bad about not being there with them, and kind of like not being able to go at the last minute. So they just told me, and I was probably like, oh, good. Okay. Like back to sleep.
And then went back to sleep.
Yeah.
All right. So we were gutted. So how was it like for you to actually be there in court and get that dismissal? How did that feel?
It was wonderful. I mean, it's anticlimactic for a lot of reasons because, and for us, all of the stuff, I don't know how much of this you've already talked about, how much you haven't, all the stuff going on in the 24 to 48 hours before this was so nuts, reaching another level. Laura doing this, Laura doing that, Laura's in the hospital, Laura's this, Laura's that, and it was a real challenge on an ongoing basis for me and Omar to kind of figure out how we were going to handle all the 97 things that could have happened. And to kind of balance, our top priority is a client right here. So we're always going to do what Mike wants. On the other hand, everybody wants to see her, punished and, excoriated, like, in front of that. But I really felt that was actually inconsistent with helping Mike more. Right. I really felt that the more we started to get into like, wait, Your Honor, don't let me tell you about the horse shows.
Right.
That would only create problems on appeal because now we're presenting evidence, that's hearsay without Laura there and da.
Sure.
So we were having all of this sort of like, back and forth about what to do. And then, obviously we decided to let the judge take the lead, but then she just came out and none of it came up. It was 5 seconds. It was, okay, well, I guess this is going to be a short one. Don't see a petitioner. Case dismissed.
Well, like, and when it comes to filing for attorney's fees and sanctions, hopefully, you can put that in there.
Yes,
I mean, you can bring it to the court's attention. All of that will be relevant for that. So I agree with. I think your strategy was a great one. I don't think you were wrong there at all. I think that it will come out eventually, and I think hopefully the court. I think that court is very likely to refer her to prosecution too. If that comes up, I think they're very likely.
Yeah. It's not just pile on. It really isn't. It's the more prosecutions there are, the more not only the more justice there is, but also the more chances there are that this is really going to be something that she has to answer for.
Yeah, for the first time in her whole damn life,
I know.
Where she'll face a consequence for doing something that she's done that's bad to someone. I mean, her parents have been covering for her, and so have all these family friends for so many years. It's enough This woman needs to go to prison for a long time. And I'm now on the side of, I want to see 8 to 10 years. None of this 3 years or out in 6 months garbage. She needs to actually serve hard time. And now with the 7 added felonies with Greg Gillespie, I don't think there's a chance she's not serving hard time at this point. Because I don't think that she's going to make a deal. I don't think that she's going to plead guilty. She's never going to admit what she did.
That's the thing. I don't see how she could ever allocute. I mean, this is someone who, like, you know, at 5 seconds before her case is being dismissed, is sending emails saying like, whoop, here I go, time for my surgery. Like,
I'm going under anesthesia
right now. Right? Megan, I have to tell you, I'm really glad there was not like a bookie in San Francisco to take bets, because I would have put my entire life savings that night all of it on the fact that she was going to zoom in like in a hospital bed.
From a hospital bed.
I literally, I was ready to bet my entire life savings.
That was my bet too.
Yeah.
I was like, there's going to be a 911 emergency transporting from like her house in an ambulance call. Like, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I already saw, we all knew it was coming.
I had the whole thing figured out. I was like,
the bookie in Vegas.
It's not that difficult to get a hospital to admit you if you know which symptoms to say you have. Right. And if you're okay sitting in a room not being seen for 12 hours. Right. So I was like, she's going to go get admitted.
Yeah, she will.
And she's going to Zoom from the hospital bed. And she's going to like lock the door so that nobody can come in, you know? And I was convinced that was going to happen.
Oh my God.
Convinced.
Well, I'm so glad it all turned out the way that it did. And I'm glad you were there for it, for this final act of the Marraccini thing. Thanks for all your help with it. I know that
you guys have done so much. I feel like it's so little by comparison, but it takes a village.
No, it's not. We needed you badly. And I think Omar needed you too. And I feel like it changed the energy and direction of the case for you guys to really step in and take over. It was huge, because no one, Rachel, no lawyer we would have been able to find would have had the time to catch up on what this case really was. It was kismet that you and Omar were already involved by knowing the case and looking into the case. No other lawyer could have taken it on.
Yeah. And Omar really honestly did all the heavy lifting on this. Just preparing to cross-examine Laura was an extraordinary task. And Omar did literally everything else, right? All of those filings.
Well, the trial prep that I witnessed is so much work. And it's like, and it all goes for nothing. I don't know how it solidified. I could never be a lawyer as much as I thought it would be fun. I would want to die that all my work went for nothing, that I was up till 2 a.m. doing all this trial prep and now there's no trial. Like, what?
And knowing that it was always going to be that way.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's not hard. Oh my gosh, there was the apocalypse and now we're not having a trial. Like, who could have known? She knew she was never showing up. And we knew she was never showing up.
And she was making sure that you had to do as much work as possible. And she was inconveniencing your life as much as possible and Mike's life as much as possible. And let's be honest, my life as much as possible.
I know.
And everybody, she knew I was buying plane tickets. She knew I was getting a hotel. She knew all these people were coming into town and she was going to make sure that it did not pay off for anyone. Although I disagree. It totally did.
Yeah, it did.
In fact, I wish you had been with us though, because we did have an incredible dinner at the House of Prime Rib.
I know. I'm so sorry.
When I finish editing this video, I'm going to put it at the end, but I have a beautiful music video of our House of Prime Rib footage that I didn't want to release until this was over, because it felt celebratory to me and we weren't there yet. You know, we really weren't there yet.
And look, there's going to be an appeal. There's going to be an appeal, but I'm really glad we didn't talk about this, because I don't want to lose the magic of what has happened just because I think she's not done yet. This is a huge moment. The legal standard to defeat this was actually really hard for Mike. Okay. We would have won anyway if we'd gone to trial, but this is an extraordinary, not unexpected, but an extraordinary victory. I mean, his life is going to change now. And so I don't want to lose the magic of this having happened this way just because we may hear from her again. You know what I mean? I want to still celebrate.
You really think with 7 more felonies, she's going to appeal this?
I do. I actually think she'll appeal. And I think that after she appeals.
No.
Yeah, And I think that after she appeals, when she loses, I think she's going to file another restraining order against him if she's not in jail.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, I've told Mike that, but like, I'm not putting that out into the universe. What I saw over the past 2 to 3 days is someone who it's compulsive. She cannot stop. Right. And
she can't.
It's the same thing in the texts, right? If they don't tell her they love her after 2 minutes, she writes something else. Wait, do you love me? Wait, do you love me? It's the same thing when she writes to the court, like, we're not proceeding tomorrow, and doesn't get some big response. Now I'm in the hospital. Whoop, nobody responded. Oh, now I'm having surgery. She can't stop.
Well, guess what? She's run into a whole brick wall of people who also can't stop.
Thank God.
We can't stop. We will not stop. We will continue. Rachel Juarez, thank you so much for being here.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. We're going to the House of Prime Rib. You guys, this is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Once this place had a ghost in heels, ordering salad she'd never eat, telling tales no truth could steal. Oh, the drama marinated deep. Now the booths are ours again. We came to laugh, not to grieve. Old wounds cured under candlelight, with horseradish and belief. At the House of Prime Rib, we raise our martinis high, stirring ghosts in olive brine. Let them drown and say goodbye. We got laughter for dessert and hearts medium rare tonight. At the House of Prime Rib, where we took it back and made it right. The Yorkshire pudding's puffed with pride, the cream spinach silky green, glasses tipped and laughter bright, and no one minds the scene. We toast to tears and lingering fears, and the ones afraid to stand. We talk too loud, we heal in bites, running her darkness out of Frisco land. At the House of Prime Rib, we raise our martinis high, stirring ghosts in olive brine. Let them whisper, then say goodbye. We got laughter for dessert and hearts medium rare tonight. At the House of Prime Rib, where we took it back and made it right. They bring the carving cart around, we cheer like it's a crown. You say the past can't haunt this town, and the waiter just smiles down. Old stories fade in the candle flame, new ones take their place, and even the faker's name can't steal our happy taste. At the House of Prime Rib, we toast to truth and time, to the friends who made a ghost story taste like vintage wine. Oh, we got joy on the bone, and the night's still pink and bright. At the House of Prime Rib, we finally made it right. So pour one more for the table and leave the past where it lives, in the back booth, shadows fading fast. At the House of Prime